Welcome to Ask the Authors. I'm Randy Harrington.
And I'm Carmen Balakay.
And today we're having a crisis of confidence.
Well, we are, but also the country is.
It's not just us.
No, that's the usual. That's just a day in the office for us.
I know, gosh.
But I'm worried about America.
Yeah, I do. The beautiful thing about our jobs, we do get to travel a bunch. And one of the things I've
that's
observed,
not the beautiful part.
No, it's not. The travel itself is probably what, occasionally sucks my will to live.
But we meet some amazing people.
We meet some amazing people. So here's the deal. I've taught some classes, MBA level classes, and visited with lots of young folks. And one of the things that concerns me is even staring at some amazing opportunities, I'm seeing a lack of real confidence in young people to go do it, get it done. They're not optimistic necessarily about the future, and they're really not confident that they're going to be able to make a big change in the world.
Yeah.
And that really bothers me at some existential level. I always want to see the young people kind of roaring into the future, and it is not much of a roar.
Yeah,
you
hear you sort of think of the stories of like, settle down, whippersnapper. The young people are supposed to be the ones who are really driving that optimism machine, right? Because they're not supposed to know any better.
Yeah, well, right. And they're going to make it better,
Of course.
Yeah, you guys, you old farts, you guys had a bad time of it.
Now it's our turn.
Now it's our turn, and we're going to make it better.
But you're not seeing that.
I'm not. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. Certainly the economic malaise. I think that the recession has really taken a toll on that because there's just so much negative news. And maybe it's the news cycles that are out there too. I mean, I get really depressed listening to the news or reading, the online news or whatnot. I get very frustrated.
Well, it's interesting that you bring this up. It makes me think about even the election, and it doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. We did see a phenomenon in 2008 of youth rising up and feeling very powerful that they could, they can cause change to happen. And we're not seeing that this time around either. And I know there's a lot of different spins on why that might be true. But the point is, it's just not, the energy's not there.
It's a very different kind of energy. And there's a certain weariness and whatnot out there.
Yeah.
But what I'd really like to do is celebrate those people that have optimism and have the courage to say, well, you know what I'm going to do? This is the perfect time to start a business.
Right.
This is the perfect time to acquire that new property.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because while you were off with the young MBA students in your program, I was being asked to teach several different classes at Mercy Corps for micro businesses, entrepreneurs who are either, early on in running or just now getting started, businesses 5 people or less. And I did it. I thought it was great. It was a wonderful experience. I'm going to do some more. But my sense was, wow, these are folks who are really fired up. They have good ideas. In some ways, they were never going to be brave enough to do that, take a chance on their idea, take a risk on their idea because they had stable jobs and now they don't. And so
they have a burning platform.
It's interesting to see how the recession has allowed people in some ways, given them permission to be courageous.
Nice.
And they're excited, and there's a fire, and there's an energy. However, I will say they're not necessarily the younger folks. By younger, I mean, they're not in their 20s. I'm seeing a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. I've seen women who are going to start organizations where they're making jewelry or something like that. But,
right. Well, that's awesome.
Everybody's kind of going out and
testing
their dream.
I'm going to say I think some of that is Portland. Because you live in Portland.
I live in Portland,
and
Oregon.
Portland is crazy. I mean, Portland is a weird little part of the universe where everything is possible in Portland. And people go, oh, well, what the heck? I'll just go ahead and start a business.
But the bigger takeaway is if we do see a resurgence of people who are willing to take a chance on a new idea or chase their dream, how do we give people confidence again?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a big fan, huge fan, raving fan of the book The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, R-I-E-S. It is an awesome book, The Lean Startup. Go buy it immediately. And it gives you a very amazing step-by-step 21st century approach to doing that thing that is your dream and doing it in a way that optimizes your chance of success and minimizes the amount of money and time you're going to have to put out to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that good. And what's really amazing is how the Silicon Valley and all these Fortune 50 companies have really embraced the lean startup. Even if you're not a startup, people
Right.
are checking that out.
Right. I think about not just the roadmap, because we all do. We need that roadmap for how do I make this work? And that's a great suggestion. But I think that we've also got to be talking to other people who are inspired, optimistic, confident. I really think in the face, you mentioned the media, in the face of all the negativity, all the doom and gloom messaging that's coming our way, now more than ever, you've got to consciously find positive messaging. Not, I don't mean Pollyanna kumbaya kind of stuff that you talk about once in a while.
No, right. But you're saying stuff that's real, that's providing real information, reliable information, trusted information.
Absolutely. And surrounding yourself with people who are willing to support your dream.
And think, well, how could we actually do that? That's a
Hmm.
really good idea. How can we make that happen?
Right.
Instead of being the constant naysayer.
There
We
you
want
go.
yay-sayers.
We
That's
want
what
yay sayers.
we want people that can say, yeah, we can do that. And I think my big message to the young people out there is I really can't stress enough how easy it is to start a business. You just do it. It's not that hard. And I think people have made it so hard in their mind.
Yeah.
And it really isn't. There's so many supporting resources out there in community colleges and education,
Hmm.
business analysts that can help you, mentors abound. You
Hmm.
just have to ask for it and go
Yeah.
for it. Take that
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah. It's so true. I was talking with a woman recently who's trying to break into media and kind of get her own talk show going, radio show going. And she said she was talking with a woman who had excelled at that. She didn't tell me who her name was, but she had asked, how did you get it done? How did you, break through? And she said, honestly, I think I was so inexperienced at the time that I didn't know that I should think that I couldn't do it.
That's right. That naivete actually can work for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that it was supposed to be so hard.
Right.
And so I
So
just
I
went
just
for
went
it.
ahead and did it.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, what we're not saying is just go do stupid things. What we
Right.
are saying is do your homework. But
Hmm.
doing the homework's never been easier. Starting your business has never been easier. And again, there are ways that you can do it with very little money and really get things churning and burning quick. And once you do, you'll never go back.
Well, and you may have noticed that we're kind of opinionated about this, but we truly do believe that small businesses are the backbone of America, and a rise of entrepreneurialism
It's
is what
essential.
we need right now. It's what's going to pull us out of the Great Recession, and it's really what gets me fired up about the future.
Absolutely. So we'd love to hear your entrepreneurial wisdom, your evolutionary leadership stories. Please reach out to us, and you can do that at the website.
Evolutionariesbook.com.
You say it better than I do. Evolutionariesbook.com.
It's exciting.
It is very exciting. We hope you check it out, and we will see you next time.
On Ask the Authors.